And what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Oscar and welcome back to my channel. On today's video, we're gonna go ahead and continue working on the 1969 VW Beetle. And as you guys seen on the last video, we finished painting the front end, which was a huge milestone for this project. The next step is to paint the rear end. So before we start doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and build another wooden structure to hold the body. Currently, the one that I built 3 years ago has been really good to us, but it does not have wheels. So I cut up a bunch of wood and we're gonna go ahead and build that structure real quick this morning. We're gonna move this body from this structure to the other wooden structure that we're gonna go ahead and build today. So let's go ahead and get started. Here's the pieces of wood that we're gonna be using for this project. And I try to keep it very simple. These are just, I believe, his 5 2x4s. Cut him up perfectly. So hopefully my measurements are not wrong. But let's get right to it. Everything's cut up, so it's kind of like a puzzle now. And I label everything. Let me see if I can find a label. Yeah, see, crossbar. So it should be fairly easy to put it together. And another thing I want to show you guys is I started sanding down the deck lid, and I can already see some huge problems on this deck lid, but I'll go ahead and show you guys and talk about it later, so stick around. And obviously we can't build that in here, so we have to go outside, build it outside, and then we'll go ahead and move this structure out of here and we'll switch it with the new one. Hope it's as easy as it sounds. Alright, so we finished doing our first post here. We have to do the same to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of magic here and get it done. Alright, so now we have both of our posts ready. And now we're going to go ahead and grab our crossbar, put that on top. So that should be good enough to hold the body of the car. Now we're gonna go ahead and put some wheels on it and we'll call it a day. So we finally finished building this nice little box here for our body. So this is gonna give us the ability to move it around, take it outside, move it back inside with no problem. Got this frame already, so let's go ahead and bring it inside and hopefully it fits. let me go ahead and explain what's going on here. So there's a previous stand that's over here. So now that we clear that stand and we're on the new stand, I'm gonna go ahead and just push this forward and raise it up over here. And once it's a little bit higher on this side, then we're gonna go ahead and keep sliding this new one in. Hopefully it works. I think once I add one more on this side, we'll be able to push it in real far. So we just got done putting the new stand on the car and it looks really good. I think we're gonna have to come back tomorrow and chop up some of the legs because it's sitting way too tall and we still can't get it out of the garage. So we're gonna have to bring it down a few inches. But I think that's gonna be it for today. That literally took me all day to get done. So I'm gonna go inside and hang out with my wife, but I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So we're back in the garage. We're gonna go ahead and continue working on the 1969 VW Beetle. And today is Christmas Eve. I'm not sure what I'm doing out here, but I know that I have to get some stuff done. One of the things that we need to get done is work on this fender. The rear fender that we picked up a month ago has a few dents that we need to take care of. Once we're done taking care of the fender, we're gonna have to move on to the deck lid. That also has a few dents to take care of. Once we have both of those things taken care of, we're gonna have to go ahead and grind everything down to 120 grit, and then we'll be ready to mix our paint and lay down the last coat of paint for this car. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. But another thing that I want to mention is I hope you guys are having a lovely Christmas. It is Christmas Eve. We do celebrate tonight at 12 o'clock. So drop a comment if you guys celebrate at 12 o'clock like I do. And let me explain to you what's going on with this fender. So here's a fender that I picked up a month ago. It's not too bad, but it definitely needs some attention. As you can see, there's a big dent right here. These are actually really easy to fix. But once you get closer to this end right here, as you can see, there's smaller dents that create a bigger dent in an area. Usually it takes a lot longer to fix, but we'll spend that time today to get it right and get this whole panel ready for some paint. So let's get right to it. Let's get our dolly and hammer and start banging this out. So I'm gonna try to use the tip of my fingers. Here's that big dent right here. I'm just gonna lightly tap it. I'm not gonna use a dolly on the other side. Just simply try to hammer it out slowly. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's a line that goes from here all the way over here. It goes, and that's looks like a high spot. I think I'm gonna go ahead and push down this high spot right here and see if that fixes my other problem. We're almost there. Alright, so we're done fixing that dent, and you can't even see it anymore. Of course, we're still gonna go ahead and use some filler, and that would make this panel perfect. So let's go ahead and move on to the front. There's a dent here that we need to take care of, and we pretty much need to do the same thing that we did here. Just use our hammer and dolly and go at it. So let's go ahead and get started. You see that thing right there? Oh yeah, you can definitely see it on the camera. We need to get rid of that. So we're done with this panel. Looks really good. It's not perfect, but once we throw our fillers on this panel, then it will be perfect. Let's go ahead and move on to our next panel, which is the deck lid. Here is our deck lid, and it seems like this deck lid has been in an accident, probably from a previous owner. Whatever body shop decided to do the repairs on this car decided to spend the least amount of time shaping this and simply just throwing a bunch of Bondo and calling it a day. But now we're finding out that we need to correct this or else once we throw our fillers on here, most likely they're not going to last very long. Let me get the camera closer and explain what's going on. You can see this is the license plate area, and if I put any pressure here, there's no movement. But if I do any pressure on this side, you can see that the metal will bend back and forth, and we definitely don't want that on here. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm talking about. You're probably wondering why is that bad? Because that's a lot of flexing. You don't want a panel to be this flexible. You want it to be sturdy like this and like this. If you have an area that's very flexible like this, then the problem that you're probably gonna run into is once you add your fillers onto this panel, if anybody presses onto this panel right here, most likely they're going to be doing this, and any filler that's on top of that section will definitely crack, and that's the last thing you want, because that will make your paint crack and will make everything else crack. So we have to fix this, hopefully by hammering it and pushing the metal back to its original place. Hopefully that corrects it, but if not, then we're gonna have to grab our torch and do a little bit of heating so it can shrink back to its regular size. Let's get right to it. Oh, snap, it's about to be 2:30 and I gotta go to dinner at 4, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop here and call it a day. I just want to say I'm not sure how I feel about using this deck lid. This deck lid is very beat up, and I'm not sure if it's even worth putting the hours to try to fix it. I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I can find one on the internet. We are looking for a rear passenger fender as well, so if we can find a good deal for both of them, I might just pick a new one up. So thank you very much, and I just want to say I'm so grateful for all of you guys that I've been following the channel, following this build, and coming along with us to all the shows. I really appreciate it. This has been an amazing year, and I hope you guys had a lot of fun coming with us. I want to say that today is Christmas Eve, so I just want to wish everybody a lovely Christmas, and I hope you guys get those lovely presents that you guys been wishing for. So I will see you guys on the next video. In the next video, we're gonna go ahead and for sure lay down some paint on this car, show you guys the next step. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you guys next year, 2024, baby. Let's go. Take care. Peace.